Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to my channel, To Victory's Place. Victoria's Intervention, Carefully Training on Restoring Yourself, yes, where we are going to be learning from within how trauma from our past affects our present and affect our future. And this evening, I am going to share an excerpt from my book, The Metamorphosis of a Caterpillar, All Butterflies Aren't Free. And the reason why I want to give you a little bit of my book is because when I went through my domestic violence encounter, when God told me to share my story, I thought it was about the last relationship. But he brought me back to when I was 2 years old. And I just want to share with you how domestic abuse and domestic violence can show up in your life in the least expected ways of your comprehension when you are a child. And how trauma from your childhood, if not addressed, if not acknowledged, if not confronted, then it will affect the rest of your life. And this is from chapter 1, Black Like My Daddy. I am a daddy's girl. It is early on any weekday morning as a little girl between the ages of 2 or 3 years old hears her daddy getting ready for work. Usually the time is around 5:30 a.m. and the smell of fresh brewed coffee permeates the air. She has the excitement and anticipation of sharing a cup of coffee before he would leave for work because his day was usually long. She stands in the kitchen chair at the table waiting as he sits across from her taking the first sip that seems to be so satisfying. Every morning it is the same, his sip of enjoyment, until one morning he finally decides to give in and share a little coffee. He poured a little coffee into the sauce and blew on it to cool for her. It took some time to wear him down to give in and start sharing his morning precious beverage and moments with him. I remember telling him so many times how I wanted the coffee, and he would reply, "No, hon, coffee will make you black." At 3 years old, a response as only a child admiring her father would. She replied, "Daddy, please, because I want to be black, just like you." My daddy was a man of a dark complexion, and my complexion was a lot lighter than his, so it made sense to me that I could possibly become darker by drinking the coffee. It was obvious that my daddy had been drinking coffee a very long time because he was dark. I chuckle today remembering the innocence of a child's thoughts. As I grew older, there were special coffee times with my daddy and shared in his personal moments. Although I invaded it daily, he never once, do I recall, complained or sent me away. These moments with my daddy in the mornings were very special to share his sacred cup of coffee ritual every day. Afterwards, he would kiss me goodbye and leave for work. My mom would tell me to come back to bed. Often these were the words I heard, but I would sit on the front porch disappointed after he would leave. There was this gentleman who walked by our house daily, and he always asked the little girl sitting on the porch, why did she look so sad? Her reply always the same, "My daddy is gone to work." He would smile and assure me that he would be back soon. He was an older gentleman who wore overalls and a plaid shirt with a gray mustache. This is how I remember him, but I do not recall his name. I learned later that he worked at the railroad. My brother was small at the time, and my mom spent a lot of time with him. Of course, because he was a little baby. I have a vivid picture of this little girl sitting on the porch and she looks sad and alone. However, every morning she would do the same thing after her daddy left for work, longing for his return. The memories of his taking her for walks in the park and being pushed in the swings. There was a park not far from where they lived, named Pittman Park, and it was a small park, it seemed, but a place where she held her daddy's hand as he slowly walked through the park into the swing sets. This is the beginning of her daddy spending quality time and making precious memories be recorded forever. This was her beginning of being shown love by her daddy. And of course, what it looks like for a father to be in your life. Now, a lot of times we can look at something that was described, such as this, purely innocent. Purely innocent. But this little girl who had these moments with her daddy in the morning would also become the young lady who would experience abuse in the same home, but not by the father. And this is not to make my mom look bad in any manner. I'm just showing you how there can be this seemingly good picturesque picture of a happy family, but then abuse can be in the home. My mother and I reconciled. My mother and I forgave each other. My mother and I, when she passed in 2017, we were just fine. It's not always the man who is the abuser in the household. And to witness what it looks like for a woman to be an abuser, the characteristics are the same. They're absolutely the same that a man displays. Particularly, it seems in this time, women can be very violent. But what I want you to take away from this short read is that this little girl's world would be shattered the day that she came to understand that her dad was being abused by her mom. How confused do you think that little girl became? That's where the door was opened in my life. I don't know about yours, but that's where the door was opened in my life. And to witness my dad being abused gave me a shift in my mindset of how I interacted, even with young men and as a young adult. Broken wings can be repaired. And a lot of times we think we can fix that brokenness in a person, but the person really have to dig deep and face the ugliness that broke them in the first place. Today, I am victory. I am victorious. I am free. I am healed. And that is my why. Why I do what I do. Because I don't want anyone else to go through abuse. If I can help educate anyone before they become emotionally involved in a situation that will subject them to abuse, then I will show up. Just in case you may want to know, The Metamorphosis of a Caterpillar, All Butterflies Aren't Free, it is on Amazon. However, if you would like a signed copy from me, send an email to angelsindistress, 2 at gmail.com with your information. You can Cash App Janie Deadweiler. There is a special going on right now too, $20 in free shipping, and you can get a signed copy. And I do like signing the box books because the Holy Spirit usually gives me something to say to the reader. So this video tonight is very short, and I just wanted to do that excerpt. So everything that looks good is not good. Discernment is very necessary. I am Janie Deadweiler, your victory coach, Victoria's Intervention, carefully training on restoring yourself, yes. Until next time, peace and blessings. Thank you for watching. Please share and click on that bell so each time a video comes up, you will be informed. Thank you for watching.